Hey Buzz, this is Doug Kenney talking.
How you doing, Doug?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good.
How has life turned out for you so far in 2020?
Well, I don't have the virus, so I guess I'm doing okay.
Yeah, the ongoing virus that's gone around, you say?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you avoided it, because I think I caught it last year during the holidays.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So are you up for this quick follow-up chat about your race?
Absolutely. No problem.
Yeah. First of all, I tell you that the project that we did last year turned out very well.
Good.
And I really appreciate that you made the time to chat about it. Yeah.
My pleasure.
Yeah. So yeah, I have another list of, questions about your career and all that, and next to the ones that I forgot to ask last year. And my first one is, when did you form Round 3 Racing?
Round 3 was established in
19, yeah. That's really cool. Where does it compete?
Last year we did what they called Champ Car. That's an endurance series. Virtually all endurance races, 8, 10, 12, 14, 24-hour events. And we really competed pretty much everywhere east of the Mississippi. Road America, Road Atlanta, Barber, Watkins Glen, on and on. VIR. Pretty much all the tracks this side of the Mississippi.
Nice. That's pretty cool. So,
Very cool.
Yeah. So is Champ Car different from the Kart IndyCar series then?
It is. Champ Car used to be called, it had a very unflattering name called Chump Car. And the idea was basically lower cost cars, but again, running in an endurance format, and you get all shapes and sizes. You get good cars, pretty cars, ugly cars, but yeah, it was renamed Champ Car a couple of years ago, and typically fields anywhere from 70 to 100 plus cars starting some of these endurance races. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. So who runs the team?
Actually, my son and I own the team. Our team manager is a gentleman who lives up in Joliet, Illinois, where the shop is located. Mark Gamora is his name. And Mark is a longtime Porsche guy. And as we're running Porsches, it's a perfect fit.
Pretty cool. That's great to hear. What's your favorite racing movie between Days of Thunder and Talladega Nights?
Well, if those are the only two choices I have, I would suppose Days of Thunder.
Ah, okay. Now that you brought that up, is there like a movie in racing that you like better than those two?
Well, I just saw 2 nights ago Willie T. Ribb's movie, Uppity, which was very well done. Really a must-watch for anybody. And, of course, Ford versus Ferrari was fantastic.
Ah, alrighty. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I've kind of asked that to a variety of people before, and I might need to start extending the list on that one because there's a lot of racing movies,
Well, the new one with Willie T. Uppity is really quite well done.
Yeah, and last year I saw The Art of Racing in the Rain. Did you see that?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. Doesn't quite hold a candle to Ford versus Ferrari, or there's another great movie all about the Williams Formula One team, which is very well done. And Adam Carolla's movie about I think it's The Longest Day. It's all about the Le Mans 24 Hours. That was equally well done.
Nice. That's pretty cool. And when I was in high school a few years back, I had a paraprofessional that told me that basically his children behaved like Ricky Bobby's children in Talladega Nights. And so he undid it by doing the same thing that Ricky Bobby's mother did, you know? Yeah, that was pretty funny to hear that story.
Yeah.
What was the reason that Ron Fellows made his next Cup start for American Equipment at Loudon?
NASCAR Busch race here in '93. Two-time winner here, Jeff Burton and Jerry Nadeau. Chad Little has won here in the Busch Series. Dick Trickle, 275 starts today in NASCAR Winston Cup racing. And on down the line, Joe Nemechek won a Busch Series race here in 1992. There you see the remainder of the starting field. On down towards those now who start to take provisional starting spots and so on. Sterling Marlin, 425 NASCAR Winston Cup starts, counting the one here today. Ron Fellows and yet another backup machine on the past champions provisional 4.
That's a good question. That was in the last year of Winston Cup, and we were basically had a revolving door with drivers, and Ron had been sort of pigeonholed doing road courses, and wanted to give him a chance to do a let's say a traditional oval track, albeit not a high bank track. And in hindsight, it probably wasn't a very good favor we did for him, because if my memory serves me correct, he crashed about 4 cars, and we actually had to send down to Charlotte, get another car and bring it up, and it was cold, and he wasn't used to tires coming in the way they do, and we probably didn't do him a real favor, but nonetheless he did it.
Yeah. So you kind of consider that to be a mistake then, or?
Well, it wasn't fair to him. It certainly probably put a sour taste in his mouth for doing oval tracks, and as Loudon, you well know, Loudon is a track that really didn't give much margin for error, and it was a pretty tough track to have a guy go out and do his first, let's say, non-high banked oval. Places like Charlotte and Daytona, he was well familiar, but a flat track like Loudon, probably need a little bit more time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Didn't Robbie Gordon win a race there in 2001, I believe?
He did.
Yeah. That was, from what I understand, that was one of the biggest upsets of that year, because Robbie was a road course driver.
Yep, that was, I remember it well.
And if memory serves me right, he kind of pulled a bump and run on Jeff Gordon, which is part of the sport,
Well, good for him.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. What did Ron say after his trying day at Loudon when he finished 36th?
I don't specifically remember, but I know that he was pretty upset with, some of the crashes. He crashed real early in the very first session, and it was super cold, and he was going super quick, and just didn't account for the tire pressures and how the car was going to come in. But I don't specifically remember, but I do remember it was a tough day.
Yeah, and probably not one of his fondest memories.
I would say not one of his fondest memories.
Yeah. And what did Ron say on the radio when his car broke at the Glen?
Keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
90 feet of elevation change.
And we have some road racing experts that have joined the NASCAR Winston Cup regulars. Boris said qualified the car. Jimmy Spencer will start it. And Ted Christopher will substitute for Dick Trickle also. Let's take a look now at the Walmart EverStart starting lineup. On the pole, Jeff Gordon, his second string road course pole, and Ron Fellows, who won a Busch Series race here in June.
Rusty Wallace pulling up right behind Ron Fellows. That's Fellows in the Caterpillar car, Rusty Wallace. Rusty's looking pretty doggone racing. The last time was almost a mile per hour faster than Fellows around the racetrack. I guess that Ron Fellows is an experienced enough racer or road course driver. He realized that if Rusty's a little bit faster, the best thing he could do would be let him go on rather than try to use his car up trying to race with that Miller Lite Ford.
These shots overhead from the Pennzoil Copter Can, which will be with us all afternoon. Since Glenn are out, pace car is on pit road. As you can see, the field comes off of turn 7, gets the green flag. We go back to racing. Lap number 12.
And Ron Fellows got a terrible start. Rusty gets a jump on him, and looks like Mark might get a jump on him. Once again, unaccustomed to the restart, Fellows having some problems as he and Rusty go through one side by side.
Whoa, and Fellows hangs on, at least up through corner number 2.
Oh, Ronnie boy, easy now. And he hung on to the second spot.
Good job, Ron. But boy, both Rusty and Mark are right on his back bumper now as they head down the backstretch.
Jeff Gordon just zipped away from there as a result of Fellows' bad start.
And there, Rusty takes second. Run is now up to 5th position.
As he tries his best to close in, and we see Mark Martin trying to get by Fellows. And Fellows just backs off and lets the Mark go. So he's trying to keep something to race with and trying to figure out exactly how these guys do it. Very smart.
Now we're on board with Ricky Rudd, and we'll see what his plan is. Maybe an attempt on the front stretch.
Wow, got a great bite off turn 7 and gets on the inside of Fellows. Here comes Jeff Burt. He also has that preferred line. And Jerry Nadeau. Oh, Nadeau hard on the brakes. Trying not to get into Fellows, but he gets the position anyway.
Well, Ron has lost several spots here after being in second on the restart. Now back to trying to get 6th.
Yeah, that car is not handling as good as it was. The Ron Fellows car not sticking quite like it was before.
John Dreddy has moved up 3 abreast here.
Oh, something's wrong
with Ron.
You wonder if he has a flat tire or maybe something else wrong.
what's wrong.
Well, Ron has told the crew that something in the car has a severe vibration, and so they are taking the war wagon and they are leaving the pit road and headed back to the garage area where they anticipate Ron Fellows will pull the Caterpillar Chevrolet in with the vibration getting more and more severe. Let's check in with John Kerner, who's standing by with Jimmy Spencer.
Good morning, fine. Let's go down to the pits for the Ron Fellows story.
Ron Fellows' crew working furiously on the rear end, on the right rear. They still are not quite sure exactly what it was. First, they thought it might have been a broken axle. They pulled the axle out. It looks all right. Now they're checking the drive plate and things. Ron, what did it feel like?
Well, it looks like we lost drive to one of the rear wheels. It happened on that last restart. It's very disappointing for everybody on the Caterpillar Chevy team. Well, they've all worked really hard for me this weekend, and it's a shame. You know, we had a good handling car. We weren't exactly right in a couple of spots, but you know, a couple of cases we may have had something for 24 later on, but he's awfully strong.
That's Ron Fellows. He's now sitting in the garage area waiting while the crew works to fix the problem. Still not quite sure if it could be the broken rear end, the drive plate, or whatever. They are still working on it. They'll try and get the car fixed and get him back out on the track to at least get some more Winston Cup seat time.
Well, I remember that, other than the fact that I don't know what he said on the radio, but, you know, that was a race that certainly was something that could have been a highlight. And, you know, I hate to say it, but it was a crew error that in assembling the car, you know, for that race day that caused that failure. And it was just a real shame. I mean, he was, you know, running up front, probably, who knows, I mean, could have crashed the next lap, who knows, but we certainly took away any chance he had of having a great finish by, you know, a self-inflicted wound.
Yeah, that's kind of tough. And did he ever return to the race after repairing the car?
I don't believe he did, because if I remember right, it sheared off a bunch of the hub bolts, and the car just wasn't able to continue.
Yeah, it's tough. And when did you make the decision to walk away from the Cup Series that year?
Well, I would say that the decision was partly made for me when Caterpillar decided to terminate their sponsorship program early. And, you know, we had made some effort to replace them, and I just, I wanted to see the year through, and I would say that probably in September that year, we made a pretty firm commitment that we were going to shut our operation down. And, you know, I was able to lease the equipment, lease the shop to, you know, another team. And so I would say about September that year, we made a pretty firm commitment, and the object was to try to get everybody placed in other locations and other teams. And rather than wait to the end of the season, we were sort of preparing ourselves for the inevitable.
Yeah, and didn't you say that you sold the shop briefly to the Morgenthaus?
Well, at the time, after we got out, you know, after I stopped that year in '98, we leased that shop to Joe Bessie in 1999. I believe that he remained in that shop pretty much all of '99, if my memory serves me right. And then BAM Racing came in, and they rented the shop for a couple of years, both with, you know, Shauna Robinson and Kenny Schrader, and there was a Brett, I can't remember his last name, Sherman, I think it was. Oh. And then eventually they bought the shop, but I think they rented it for probably at least 3 seasons.
Alrighty. Did you ever attend the Daytona 500 at all, other than when you were a team owner?
I did, certainly as a spectator. And
when was that?
During Trans Am days, I went as a guest to Chevrolet probably 4 or 5 times. And so that would have been, all through the early 90s. And I went to the 400, the firecracker, the old July 4th race. First time I went there was probably about 1960 or 61, 62, somewhere in there.
Ooh, that's way back.
That was way back. That was I was about the 9th grade, I suppose. So that was the first time I actually went to Daytona, was probably in the very early 60s.
That's really cool, man. And that was back when Unser was a common name, and that was back when Petty was a name as well,
Yeah, I remember meeting, of course, Fireball Roberts, and I remember seeing Cuckoo Marlin and Daryl Derringer and that whole crowd. So yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. Have you heard over the past year or so that NASCAR has kind of found itself into some match-fixing scandals with teams trying to manipulate the outcome of races? Have you heard about that?
Well, it's going to be a judgment call for sure. So I think that's something, as momentum builds, or if you see a trend and you've got to react, you do. We tend to trust the teams out there and the drivers maybe too much at times, but we'll certainly take a look at that. Obviously, didn't make a call during the race Sunday. And if it's something we've got to address, we'll talk to the drivers and race teams over the week. And if we need to address it, we will in the drivers' meeting ahead of Sunday's race and make sure that we're staying on top of that.
We're on our way to the Xfinity race, and I just got word on Facebook that Darrell Wallace Jr., driver of the 43 Chevrolet in the Cup Series, has been fined $50,000 for having intentionally wrecked his car at the Texas Motor Speedway to intentionally cause a caution. My applause for NASCAR deciding to issue this penalty. In my opinion, Bubba's comments afterwards saying that he learned from Logano and a few other guys, and that he's not the only one that does it, that to me was a confession of guilt, and it further justifies the penalty. So good job on NASCAR for upholding the integrity of the sport. If they looked the other way, I think it would have damaged the sport even further. So good on them. Alrighty, let's keep going.
Repeat the first part again. I'm sorry.
Have you noticed that over the past year or so, starting last year, NASCAR found themselves in some situations where teams have tried to manipulate their finishing order?
Well, I watched the race where I can't remember who it was that spun their car and brought out a caution and things of that nature. But I suppose that type of stuff has been going on forever and ever.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to get your opinion on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I had it happen to me, and I was on the wrong side of it. We were never fortunate enough to have multiple drivers to orchestrate any sort of outcome. But yeah, I suppose it's been going on forever and ever.
Yeah. There was Michael Waltrip's team doing it a few years back, and then Darrell did it last year.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just a part of the sport, I guess,
Yeah, it's probably not its finest moment, but, it's pretty hard to, say somebody orchestrates a spin at 130 or 140 miles an hour, but, I'm sure it's not the first time that another team has stopped out on the track to bring out a yellow, or, Jimmy Spencer throwing, padding out the window or whatever. I mean, it's been going on forever, so.
Yeah. Did you ever race in sports cars when Dan Gurney's team, All American Racing, was competing?
I did.
Have you ever met Dan Gurney?
Many times, yeah.
What was he like?
plate wall. Tragically, Weatherly died instantly in the crash. On the restart, Petty once again takes the lead with Gurney's second and McDonald third. Transmission failure puts Petty out on lap 101. A.J. Foyt tries to get by Marvin Panch. Foyt crashes in turn 1 and is out on lap 151. Gurney looks unbeatable. Panch is holding steady in second. Gurney brings his Wood Brothers Ford under the checkered flag. Marvin Panch finishes second and Roberts gives Ford a clean sweep in third. Gurney wins 2 Riverside 500s in a row.
Well, he was probably one of the cooler guys that never walked on pit road, being a California dude, and he was a great racer and a wonderful team owner and just a guy that always had a smile, and certainly everybody wanted to feel that they knew Dan Gurney, and you know, I had some great times. I competed in IMSA when he had Chris Cord and Dennis Ossie driving, who were 2 great guys, and of course he had Willie T driving, and I competed against Willie in those All-American cars. He had Juan Fangio driving those cars, and I mean, he always had great cars. He was in the great Ford versus Ferrari movie. He had my very good friend Jerry Grant as his teammate, both at the 24-hour and 12-hour and the 24-hour Le Mans. I mean, he was just an icon, that's for sure.
Yeah. Isn't Jerry Grant the guy that was penalized late in an Indy 500 in the 70s?
Yes, he was. Jerry was, later in his life, he was the director of director of PR for Champions Spark Plug. And, you know, he was always at the track, and he was a, very good friend. And yes, he was. They had an award. There was an award at Indy 500 in those days. It was called the Jigger Soroy Award. It was awarded to the guy that had the toughest luck.
Oh, yeah. That's because of... Isn't that...
Yep.
Yeah, isn't that because of... sorry to interrupt, but isn't that the award that was awarded because of Jigger Soroy's bad luck in the pole?
Absolutely. And Jerry won it because he came in for a splash of fuel at the end of the race and pitted in the wrong pit. He pitted in his teammate's pit and took fuel from, that rig of the other rig. And that cost him.
All righty.
Yeah.
And sorry for interrupting there. I had to ask that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, let me think. Did you ever meet Salt Walther?
Never did. Never did. I met his brother in hydroplane racing down in Miami. And they were certainly a star-crossed family, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I've kind of read Salt's book that he wrote before he passed away a few years back, and yeah, he never really recovered from that accident.
Wait for the rain to stop and the track to dry. Let's flash back to one of the most memorable moments. Remember Jim McKay calling the first lap of the 1973 event?
Branson takes the base car off the track. He should get the green right now. Doesn't look like a repeat of last year's start. No, it's a good one. And here they come. Bobby Unser going for the lead. Johnny Rutherford
Bobby. There's a terrible crash on the home stretch. There are several cars involved. We can't see the numbers, but it's been a bad crash on this car. It was in the middle of the field somewhere. Terrible thing. Explosion. This is what everyone is feared. This is why there's been such a terrible atmosphere of fear here all weekend long. Shame, there's the driver waving. He might be on fire, that man, the way he's waving. You can't see an alcohol fire. Those explosions are not cars. Those are the bombs overhead that are normally set off during the start of the race. There is a report already that there may be spectators hurt, not confirmed. The wire fence right here on the straightaway was ripped apart. It was very fortunate that a car did not come into the crowd, because one of the standards holding up the wire screen has also been broken in half. Right here at the most crowded part of the grandstand, we almost had an automobile go into the crowd. And it appears definitely that there are spectators injured, but here's a replay of what happened here. He was back in the 6th or 7th row, this car. Conjecture that it might have been Salt Walther, but watch. There's a car going, starting to the right. Right there, and look at this. Incredible explosion, fuel spraying out over the spectators in the first few rows. That could mean real trouble. And the explosion, and like a pinwheel or a garden sprinkler, all the fuel is being sprayed out of the car. That could be a good thing for the driver if he has survived this crash. The car upside down, coming to a rest. Another view of this from a head-on camera. And again, you will see how the cables inside this screen are the only thing to stop this car from flying into the crowd. There, watch now. The screen itself is completely destroyed. The cables flinging him back out on the race course upside down, and again that fuel spraying on the crowd. That's a matter of great concern. And here, that pinwheel effect. The alcohol-based fuel spinning out of the car upside down. Another car, Lee Koonsman, I believe, number 16, barely missing the crash. It's Salt Walther, who is under the car. Terrible, terrible accident on the start at Indianapolis.
Nope.
Yeah. So, who do you think is the greatest motorsports team of all time?
Team, you say?
Yeah.
Well, it spans a hell of a lot of racing. I would say probably in this country, you'd have to say probably Penske.
Yeah.
And in Europe, other than they've run terrible the last couple of years, you know, Williams has been a great team. Who knows if they'll ever get it together?
Yeah.
But you know, I would say between those two.
Yeah. I would have to agree with you on that. And the fact that Roger Penske bought the IndyCar series, I'm really impressed.
Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah, and if there's any team that basically deserves to run it, it's definitely the Penske team.
Oh, absolutely.
They're the winningest team there. Yeah. So, let me think. Let me think if there's anything else. Did Ron Fellows' truck and Busch wins in the 1990s play a role in you hiring him for the team at the Glen?
Boy, Bliss is having a terrific race. Ruttman nowhere to be seen. Here's the challenge. They'll come to the inner loop. This is a scary place to try to do this. Hey, nothing to it.
Go get him, Hammer.
That was Jimmy Smith, the owner, said, go get him.
That's pretty impressive. Bliss has been terrific today. Sprague backed up 2 spots that lap. This is not the outcome he was looking for. I got to believe that he would have expected Fellows to come knocking. I wonder if Bliss was a surprise.
I would think he was. That's Sprague. Now we see him trying awfully hard, using all the racetrack, trying to get the line, trying to get some speed back up in the Quaker State. Look, as he comes off the corner, uses every bit of the racetrack.
You heard the spotter call. 6 laps to go as Bliss trucks in second spot.
I really hope Fellows doesn't run out of gas. That'd be a shame.
It would be a real shame.
It also is a very real possibility. They were very concerned about whether they could make it. They did not attempt it the first half of the race. Now, 3 laps to go. Pressure's on. Now Roper's got trouble here as number 31 showing a little smoke and flame, heads for pit road. Tony's had a tough day all day.
He has. Certainly hope that's not oil on the racetrack from Roper's car.
Inside 3 to go. We're going to stay with this to the finish and remind you again that on ESPN2 at the top of the hour, we'll have the modified race live here from Watkins Glen. You getting your fill of racing this weekend, man?
Yes, sir. Not quite. I'll be ready to go again about Friday when qualifying starts for the, and we see that Roper
got out in a hurry, didn't he?
He did get out in a hurry. Some fire in the car, under the car. About Friday when they start qualifying for the Mountain Dew Southern 500 and trying to figure out if Jeff Gordon can win that $1 million, I think I'll get psyched up again.
It's all happening at Darlington. It's a great Labor Day tradition, and of course it's all on ESPN. Father Dean Roper, 3-time USAC National Stock Car Champion. His son having a tough day here today.
And some traffic for our leader. He gets to buy the first car, first truck.
It's Rob Morgan about to be overlapped by Mike Bliss.
And this is Salazar in 77 as the 48 truck is able to get by him. Now that might hold up Mike Bliss a little bit and give Fellows a good run to the end, but does he have enough fuel? Does the 48 truck have enough fuel? The first time he was not able to make 31 laps. Can he this time?
Fellows definitely made good use of Morgan. He used Morgan to hold Bliss up for a little bit. Now Morgan's teammate Salazar is the lap truck between the leader and second place. Here's Stacy Compton giving way to the leader. That's Fellows. Blitzes his way down, looking for 2 to go, looking for the white flag. The white flag this time by. That's going to be a tough deal for Bliss. He's going to have to make up an awful lot of ground once he gets around Salazar, and he won't have a lot of time to do it.
This time by, the white flag will be out for Fellows. These trucks will pull away about 6 seconds from Jack Sprague. Here he comes off turn 11 down to the start-finish line. White flag is in the air. Now, does he have enough gasoline? Is the fuel pressure gauge steady or is it fluctuating?
Man, these guys are white-knuckling it down to the wire. Less than a lap to go at Watkins Glen. The race is theirs, baby. He hasn't done much wrong today. It'd be a shame for it to all go away now. There's the gap back to Bliss. Valiant charge throughout the afternoon. Traffic hung him up when it mattered most.
Ron Fellows told us both in Texas that he would love to do something with NASCAR next year, be it a truck, the Craftsman Truck Series, the Busch Series, Winston Cup.
He had trouble at Texas with the blown motor. He had mechanical problems at Topeka. 25th and 33rd certainly don't speak to this guy's ability to drive a car or a truck. Today, he's been the top cat here at the Parts America 150. And now it begins to look like he's going to make it. Benny, here's your checkered flag for Ron Fellows, who started it from the pole, milked the fuel for all it was worth, and gets a fist in the air as he wins his first ever truck race.
He is a happy camper. Wow, I made it.
Well, we've got Ron Hornaday down here. Ron Fellows, yeah, I'm so used to saying Ron Hornaday. It's a commonplace. He's won so many races. But I have to ask you, Ron, what was the story here regarding the fuel? Did you guys pull a fast one on everybody the first half? Because how did you make it the second?
They told me if I conserved for a bit, we thought we could make it. So I did some drafting, and I ran out on the cool-off lap coming out of 5. I mean, magic. I got to thank Bob McGraw from 8 yards, stuck with me. Billy has this is great. And I won here in a Chevy before. Damn, I'm glad to be having a bow tie up front.
What's the plan for next year now? I mean, are you going to go Trans Am again? Or are you going to try and put this whole truck deal together?
Trucks is what I want to do, man. Trucks is what I want to do.
No, not really. Actually, that truck that he won in, that Billy Hess built that truck. If my memory serves me right, I paid for that truck. So.
Oh, you did?
You know, I believe so. I remember I had that truck built, and you know the whole idea was to put Ron in it. And honestly, I don't remember all the finer points, but I'm pretty sure that when he won, he thanked me. So
yeah,
if my memory serves me right,
yeah,
I think I bought that truck.
Yeah, not only that, but I want to say for the record, yeah, he did thank you. I've seen his video on YouTube where he won at the Glen in the 48 truck, and he was like, "Buzz, I hope you're watching."
I got to thank all the guys. They did such a great job. We got some help from David, American Equipment, with the shocks. Buzz, I hope you're watching.
Ron Fellows, your winner here at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, I think that I did buy that. I did build that truck for him.
Yeah, and so yeah, that was kind of supplied by American Equipment then, the truck.
Yeah, well, see, back in those days, my shop was there on the BSR complex, and Billy Hess had built. He had built all of our Busch cars, and he had built all our Winston Cup cars. And you know, he was a real pal, and I know we were somehow or other. I ended up, you know, having to build that truck. I don't remember how it all happened. I just remember it kind of happened.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Which year do you think NASCAR was at its pinnacle, if you had to pick one?
I would say in the early 90s when Earnhardt was doing his thing and Harry Gant was there doing his thing, and you know there were a lot of great drivers, and Ricky Rudd and Rusty Wallace, and there were a lot of teams. A lot of teams had one car, a few teams had two cars. Technology was just starting to come in with guys understanding, you know, you didn't have to run your set of Bilsteins every race, you know, when, you know, different shocks were becoming a part, and guys like Terry Satchel, who was a great engineer with Chevrolet, General Motors, did a lot of engineering on cars, and teams that understood that there was a lot of mystery in those cars did very well in those early days, and I just thought that was some really great racing back in that period of time.
That's pretty cool. And if I had to pick the time that I think they were at their pinnacle, I would have to say it was the period of 1990 to 2007.
Yeah, I would agree. I liked the early 90s. I thought that was some really late 80s, early 90s. I thought that was great racing.
Yeah.
You know, everybody had a chance,
and the Road Ringers were able to win at Sonoma and the Glen. So yeah. Yeah, and I'm kind of with you on that. I like the time when everybody had a chance to win, when the Road Ringers were dominant, and when, you know, any team could succeed if they had the right opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you think back all the days when Sterling Marlin and those guys in that 4 car, they had great runs at the Super Speedway, and there were teams that were better on the short tracks, and you know, Childress and Earnhardt. I mean, they were one of the first teams that they grasped onto some of the technology and tried some really, really unique stuff. And but all the teams had a chance. I mean, Ricky Rudd had his day. Walter was still there doing his thing, and I mean, there were a chance for multiple winners almost every week. And
yeah,
there was a period of time, I think Harry Gant won something like 4 or 5 straight races, and it was a good time. I thought it was great racing.
I agree with you on that. Yeah, and let me think. What's your favorite road course track that NASCAR is raced on?
Oh my goodness. Well, I think this year I believe they ran the longer course in Sonoma.
Yeah.
Pretty sure they did.
Yeah.
And you know, with the big, I don't know what called the carousel, but they didn't run that goofy thing they've been running the last couple of years. I thought that was great. I thought Riverside was great. I'm not a big fan of Watkins Glen. You know, I don't think it really challenges them. I would love to see him run the long course there sometime. That would definitely challenge them.
Yeah.
We did a bush race at the Formula One track in Mexico City. That was unbelievable.
Yeah. And Montreal.
Montreal.
Contact. Ambrose is off the 25. Gets hit by Max Pappas right in front of Pappas and damage on the left front. Still through the grass. Keselowski, Coleman, cars sliding all over in the grassy area off turns 1 and 2.
Boris said is tore up big time, guys. He's got the worst. So look at Max Pappas, left front fender. Caution flag is waving now.
Pappas diving to the inside, 3 wide to the corner. Contact there. Look at the scramble. Come on, buddy, let's go. Boris said to the lead. Gordon back to second. To the white flag. Last lap at Montreal. Even if the caution comes out, the race will be over, the field will be frozen. Pappas looking to close in. If they tangle, the 32 will try and pounce. Here's Pappas inside of Boris. He got it. Boris going to try the crossover. Clear. Pappas over the curves. Here comes Boris said. Drag racing to the finish line, side by side. Who's going to get here first? It is, I think, Boris said. I think he got it by a bumper. And from the photo finish camera, it is indeed Boris said, a winner in the Nationwide Series, finally.
Mid-Ohio is for the Busch cars has been a pretty neat racetrack. It's not easy. I don't know. I don't necessarily really have a great favorite. I would say typically though I don't think Watkins Glen is all that great of a road course for NASCAR personally.
Yeah, I think it would be if they included the boot part of it.
Yeah. Oh, and then it'd be great.
Yeah, and I've always said that if there was one race that I wish wasn't taken off the NASCAR calendar, I would have to say Mexico City and Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, because those were unpredictable.
Very.
Like,
it was a pain in the ass to go there, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
You know, taking the trucks and going across the border, that was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I bet.
I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
Especially climbing up the Mexico mountains that there are.
Yeah. I'll tell you too, when racing at Mosport, the Busch cars had some great races there too. That would be a really good course for Winston Cup cars.
The Monster Energy Cup cars.
Yep. I still call it Winston
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I still call him the Sprint Cup.
Yeah.
And when PIR was changed to ISM Raceway, I always said that I'm always going to view it as PIR.
Yeah.
Because that's what I grew up with, you know?
Yeah.
Last year I went to the Xfinity race at PIR, and I met race driver Ben Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of had a funny memory with him because I posed for a photo with him while he was talking on the phone. It was very impromptu. And he was nice enough to smile for the camera.
Good.
Yeah. You ever heard of Ben Rhodes?
I have.
Yeah, he's a rising truck driver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever meet PJ Jones or Parnelli Jones?
Know them both. Yep.
Yeah. What is Parnelli like?
Well, you know, I just saw him recently actually I think he was in, he might have been in that Adam Carolla movie, but, you know, I mean, he's getting up there in advanced years for sure, but, you know, in his day, I mean, he was another guy like Gurney. He was a pretty tough customer, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I know PJ relatively well. Raced with him in the IMSA series, and all good guys. And last time I saw him, I did a pre-run of the Baja 1000 course with a friend of mine who's the director of SCORE, and we were at this famous place in Mexico called Mike's Sky Ranch in the middle of nowhere, and there's PJ walking around the poolside, so you never know who you're going to meet.
Yeah, and I don't know who I'm going to meet when I go to NASCAR races. All of them have been pretty much surprises for me. Like last year, I didn't just meet Ben Rhodes. I also met the sponsor of John Hunter Nemechek, as well as the spotter for Martin Truex Jr.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. What was your reaction when Robbie Gordon led a lap in the 96 car at Sonoma?
Well, I'll never forget, I was standing there, and we were pitted next to Richard Childress, and Richard, we were standing there together, and he said to me, he says, it's great to have somebody in the car who can drive it, and I said, you bet. And, you know, that was another race. It was, if it woulda, coulda, shoulda. I mean, he just unfortunately broke with about 3 laps to go, but I think that was a race that he was probably going to win.
Yeah, that's just tough. Yeah. So yeah, let me think. There was another. Oh yeah, what was working with David Green like?
Is going to get the white flag as he comes by this time. There it is. So that is our winner, Mark Martin.
And Mark Martin will win for the second time in a row from the pole. Now, he can't run out of gas, which he won't, of course. And I don't think he'll hit anything on this last half mile. Of course, he's been dodging bullets all day long. Tommy Houston pulls up alongside Mark Martin. Tommy looks like he thought the race was over, but Tommy better stay out there for one more lap.
Yeah, that reminds me of Cale Yarborough at
Daytona,
when Richard Petty won his 200. There was a couple of laps to go, and Cale drove in the pits.
And who ended up finishing second?
I finished fourth. I think he beat me. I think I finished fourth that day. But here comes Mark Martin. He's coming. What's he doing?
Wait, look, he's coming down pit road. Wait a minute, Mark. The race is not over.
And Mark
Martin
pulled off.
in. David Green was winning this race.
David Green is going to win the race as Mark Martin has pulled down pit road.
I don't believe it. Have you ever seen a situation? I mean, the white flag was waving so clearly.
Remember Daytona when Cale and Richard had that wonderful battle to the line for the caution flag on the white flag, and Cale pulled down pit road? Remember we told you Mark Martin had a radio problem, radio coming in and out. He probably could not hear the crew, and he's trying to talk now to the crew
as he pulls back on the racetrack. And David Green will get his second career Busch Grand National victory.
And David's not taking any chances. He's going to run another lap just to make sure.
And so is Tommy Houston.
Does Santa Claus come in March or April? We're in April
today. Isn't that something? David Green. You know, it's the race finishes under caution, but Green is coming, gaining on Mark Martin. So is Tommy Houston. Martin pulls behind the wall. Now, actually, he was pulling headed to Victory Lane. His Victory Lane here at Bristol was right down out of turn 4, so he was headed to where he was supposed to go, to the gas pumps for the NASCAR inspection, but just a little bit early.
He was about 300 yards short. Just a good 4-iron or something, Benny, for you.
Yeah. Hey, Kyle, I wonder who's going to have the opportunity to talk to Mark Martin. It's just going to be Kyle or John.
Well, Kyle Petty's headed to get back in his mellow yellow Pontiac for tomorrow for the practice, and we'll, of course, have our live flag-to-flag coverage tomorrow. But what a finish, and there's Mark Martin from inside the car. What a great run today, hanging on and in the Winn-Dixie Ford. We thought he was going to be able to win 2 in a row.
He jumps out, and there he goes.
He'll say, I just messed up.
What, the NASCAR, the Busch official goes up and starts talking to him, and that's Chip Warren.
Yep, he just messed up because the white flag, we saw it plainly on the screen. The white flag and the yellow were waving very clearly. And
hey, John, ask if he believes in Santa Claus.
Well, David Green has pulled it into victory lane, and I tell you what, he looks like he's the most surprised look on his face as he climbs out. The flash is flashed from the still photographers, and David, this isn't December 25th, is it? Seems like Christmas, doesn't it?
Well, I don't know. You know, our luck's been, I kept telling myself last 20 laps, please, Lord, let there not be a caution, you know? And then caution flew, and I said, oh, darn, we're going to finish second. I don't know what happened, Mark, but I think we were going to get him if we had a shot, but it's a tough way to win one, but we've been awful close a lot of times.
What went through your mind when you saw Mark pull off and y'all still didn't complete another lap?
I thought I hadn't seen the checkered yet, you know, but I stayed out on the track to make sure, you know, and I stayed out another one to make sure, but I don't know, Slim Jim Chevrolet ran good. The Goodyear tires were great. Carl Wagner built his half a motor. Thanks to my spotter, Bobby, you know, he taught me all the way through that thing.
Yeah, it was a tough race, a lot of action. How close were you to most of it?
Well, the lap cars, you know, as usual, was close, but it's tough here at Bristol and close all the time, but the car was awful good and the guys did a good job.
All right, David Green celebrating the victory here at Bristol, and guys, I guess it's my job to go find Mark Martin.
And good luck, John. Get it over to talk to Mark Martin, who's going to be in a hurry to get in his Winston Cup car. Of course, that was our split fire winner's circle interview down there with David Green picking up his second career victory. It has been 3 years since the young man has gone to victory lane. He did it back in April of '91 at Lanier Raceway. Back in a moment. Back at Bristol, Tennessee, probably the most unusual conclusion to an event I've seen in a long time here in the Goodies 250 NASCAR Busch Series event. Now, here just moments ago, Ned, Mark Martin had dominated the race and was up front and had to coast around to get the checkered flag.
All he had to do was go to the start-finish line. Tommy Houston had pulled up to congratulate him. Here comes Tracy Leslie up on the outside. He's pulling up there to congratulate him. Maybe it broke his concentration. And he said, okay, I've won this thing. I need to get to victory lane.
Well, in fairness to Mark, ordinarily they're not running that slow. You know, when the race is over, they slow down and the fans wave and the other drivers pull up alongside and wave to you. And that's... So he had already been waved to by a couple of drivers. The fans were congratulating him. He's waving to the people as he comes by and pulls down and heads to victory lane behind pit wall here out of turn 4. Meanwhile, the checkered flag is waving, and the crew saying, Mark, what happened?
Yep, they don't know what to do or what to say.
That's Christian Lovendahl, one of the Roush members, and John Kernan has been looking for Mark Martin. John?
Well, I caught up with him. Mark is changed into his Valvoline Winston Cup suit, tying his shoe there, and Mark, I tell you, I've never seen anything like that. I guess, well, Kel Yarborough back when Richard Petty won his 200, but he was in second at that point. What happened?
I can't believe anybody else would be that stupid.
So what? When
listen, man, I've been pulling for David Green to win really hard, but that's not like that. That's the stupidest thing ever done. There's nothing else I can say. I thought the race was over. Those guys pulled up beside of me waving, and I swear I thought I saw Houston come down pit road. I thought it was over.
Dinner will be ready at 5.
Now all that's left's tomorrow's race.
Yeah, let me ask you about how you feel. How's your neck feel?
Fine. That was
Piece of cake.
That was a piece of cake. I wish we could do 500 right now. I got to go out there and redeem myself now.
Has Jack? I know Jack was up on the radio. Did he say anything to you?
He was coming down. He didn't even see it. And Steve said something. Man, I just messed up. I thought it was over. And Winn-Dixie team did everything right, man. They were fast on pit road and had a great race car, but we'll have to get the next one.
Well, I tell you what, Mark, if Jack says anything to you, remind him about the gas calculation a few years ago.
He won't say anything. Everybody feels sorry for somebody when they do something that stupid.
Thank you, Mark. Guys?
I tell you, John, it takes a real man to be able to smile on camera and say, man, was I ever dumb. I'll never believe a move like that. What a finish at Bristol, Tennessee. Back with more after this.
Well, David was, he was in the Busch Series. He was, sort of the car to beat every particular weekend. He was very technical as far as a driver, understood, what he wanted as a driver. He was a very good qualifier. In Busch, he was again the guy to beat. Winston Cup, he just really never got a chance to, let's say, find out what he could have done. He was a good qualifier, but I think in the racing that was tough time. I mean, there was a lot of guys going to the front. And, if you're the rookie, you're sort of shoving out of the way, and today's rookies don't necessarily do that. But back in 1998, 97, 98, guys made room for Earnhardt and Rusty Wallace, etc. So I just don't think David had a chance to really show what he could have done as a driver, because he was a good driver.
Yeah. Is there a particular reason that he departed the 96 team, or do you prefer not to talk about that?
Well, he had struggled. He was definitely struggling at that time. And, you always show that balance between, keeping the team together and having everybody tugging on the same oar, or the air in favor of the driver. If the team is unhappy with what's going on the track, somebody's going to lose. It's going to be the engine builder, going to be the chassis builder, going to be the chief engineer. It's typically not the tire changer. It's typically not the jack man. Most often it's the driver. So that was pretty much it. We really were struggling, and everybody was looking for, I don't want to say an excuse, but everybody was looking to do better. And, that was just one of those cases where a decision was made, right or wrong, to change him out as a driver. And probably in hindsight, it was probably not the best thing to do. Probably the best thing to do was giving him more opportunity to, get better and feel more comfortable. But it kind of happened, and once it happened, there was no going backwards. So
yeah. So when did you start the American Equipment Company, and what do you guys actually do there?
The company was started back in the late 40s in Chicago, Illinois, and we have always been in the railroad equipment business. We sell railroad equipment, railroad machinery, equipment that maintains the track, maintains the cars, rolling stock, and we do only business internationally. We don't do any business here in the U.S. All of our business is overseas.
Oh, so you're a big company.
Well, I wouldn't say big, but we do a lot of traveling, and we have offices around the world, and that's what the company's always done.
Have you ever been to England?
Many times.
That's a place I'm hoping to visit soon, because last year I discovered my British ancestry.
Well, bring your raincoat.
Yeah, for sure, because doesn't it rain a lot there?
It does.
Yeah. What countries are your buildings based at in American Equipment?
Say it again. Which what?
Which locations around the world is the American Equipment Company based?
Well, we have offices in Mexico, Brazil, South Africa. Where else do we have? Colombia. We had an office, which I would say we sort of have an office in Algeria, which is sort of defunct right now. But primarily those countries. That's where we have our own personnel. We use sales agents, distributors, independent distributors in other countries around the world, the Middle East, for example. We pretty much touch about every base there is in the world.
Yeah, pretty cool. That's really cool. Hoping to travel to some of those countries one of these days. It'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let me think. What is IMSA racing like compared to NASCAR?
Well, hard comparison. I mean, IMSA was a combination of, back in those days, in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, there was a lot of gentleman racers with some professionals. Today, IMSA's almost all professionals. Probably some of the best road racers in the world are, operating in IMSA. But back in those days, you'd have guys like me, businessman, and, I'd have a co-driver, Pancho Carter, or, God knows who, and it was typically a businessman and a pro driver. But today, most all those teams are all very well documented pro drivers.
Yeah.
And, that's probably the biggest difference. I mean, NASCAR didn't have any businessmen out there, with a few minor exceptions, driving NASCAR, cars on a weekend. But IMSA was, it was a great opportunity for guys like me and Rob Dyson and other guys like that, an opportunity to go racing.
Yeah, pretty cool. That's awesome. So, what was your reaction to the open wheel split in '96?
Didn't really have one. I can't say that I was paying attention to it. I was not involved in any of that, and just really didn't pay much attention to it.
Alrighty. I see. So, did you ever meet race drivers like Dan Weldon before he passed away?
I would say with pretty much without exception, I don't really know a lot of the current, what I would call IndyCar drivers, with a few exceptions. So really don't know that current group. I mean, Ryan Hunter-Ray I happen to know because he was a neighbor, a little kid growing up in our neighborhood. So, certainly knew him. But by and large, I don't really know a lot of those current vintage IndyCar drivers.
Alrighty. What makes the 24 Hours of Le Mans different from 24 Hours of Daytona?
Well, having never done Le Mans, only seeing it now today in today's world, it's lit up pretty bright like a Christmas tree. But back in the day, my friends used to tell me it was dark times 10. And, Daytona, even in our day, was reasonably well lit. But I think, driving in the middle of a forest had to be unbelievable at night.
That must be a little bit tough to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever met any famous Formula One drivers?
Not really.
Alrighty. And I think this will be my last one for this particular interview. Do you still attend any NASCAR road course races, or no?
I have not been to a NASCAR race since 1998. I just haven't had the opportunity, and just had for no reason other than just haven't had an opportunity.
All righty. Well, I really appreciate you making the time for this follow-up.
My pleasure.
Yep.
Good luck in what you're doing. All right.
All righty. Thank you very much, Buzz, and good luck.
Doug. See ya. Bye.
All righty. Bye. All righty. Pretty cool. That turned out extremely well. I'm proud of it. All righty. Yeah.